Domination Nation Gym, Nathan Clark, how are you? I've got another great workout for you I'm going to show you today. I'm in an upper body, lower body split now in my progression and periodization. I'm going to show you a lower body split workout. So I'm starting this workout with a set of front squats. I love to start sometimes leg workouts, get a lot of blood flowing in the muscle. Do one straight set of 50 consecutive reps of the front squat. I love the front squat movement, often even more than the back squat, because I feel it more in my quads, and I don't feel any lower back fatigue when I do this movement. So I've just got 245s on the bar. Actually much harder than it looks to try to do 50 consecutive reps without rest or pause in between. If you don't want to do that, you can often try just 50 body weight reps consecutive without any stopping. So I'm a big believer in starting leg workouts with hamstring before quads and other body parts. A lot of people have proportionally weak hamstrings, and I think they should be worked before the quads. This is my Cybex kneeling leg curl machine. You're going to notice I'm starting upright, and then once I fatigue, I'm going to the leaning forward posture. I do something similar when I do leg curls on the regular leg curl machine. This beauty of this machine is it's only one leg at a time. I don't have a ton of weight on here, but you see it's starting upright with my hips in the extended position, and then I go with my hips in the flex position. It hits the hamstrings from every single angle. That's the beauty of this superset, with going from the hip extended in an upright position to the hip flexed. There's no rest during the duration of this movement. You're going to go straight consecutive, one leg, the other leg, one leg, the other leg. This is kind of showing you from the other angle. It's kind of nearing the end of the 3 sets that I'm doing here. I'm very fatigued. I'm kind of repping out some partials and holding a contraction for as long as I can before I have to absolutely stop. Love, love, love this movement. Okay. This one you're going to do some Romanian deadlifts with a band. Now she'll have her kind of focus in and show you how to do it with a band. Moving into stiff-legged deadlifts, I'm doing them with a band. I think they should be done with a band every single time because the peak contraction is far, far superior. This is more of a feel movement. You've seen me using the bands there. We don't use a ton of weight. We make sure our range of motion is appropriate. We're not causing any lower back fatigue. And we're focusing on really the full stretch to the full contraction, pulling with my hamstrings. I'm pulling with my hamstrings. I'm not pulling up with my arms or my upper back, just pulling with my hamstrings. And then you're going to notice I pause at the top for a second and really throw my hips forward to try to really contract my hamstrings. You'll notice a significant difference when you do that, and also when you do it with your toes elevated, far, far superior to flat feet. This is in between my sets, I take 60 seconds rest. What I'm doing is contracting. I focus on the hip extended position to really try to contract my hamstring as hard as I can. I love doing this in between sets, so there's not really a whole lot of rest, but I'm doing a static contraction standing up in between sets. Moving into the working sets on my swing squat machine. This is a Paramount Total leg machine, a fantastic machine. I don't have any lower back fatigue when I do this movement. Now, I've only got 40 pounds on each side. This is like equivalent to like 400 or 500 pounds. It really is. The movement is such that a little weight goes in a long, long way. Now, what you may not be able to notice with these sets is I start with my legs close and then I finish with my legs far away. So I almost superset from a quad dominant to a hamstring dominant movement. Try to get as deep as I can. You see how deep I can get with this machine that you can't really get in a controlled fashion with a traditional squat. Fantastic machine that I really feel lights up my legs. It's a humbling machine because you can't use a lot of weight and do it well with strict form. Now near the end here, you're going to see I'm going to really focus on doing a couple negatives once I'm completely gassed. This is showing you the last negative of my last set. Really, really tough holding it. That's what I love with this machine. I can do controlled negatives. Now you're going to see me do what looks like an unusual movement. This is a Frank Zane leg blaster machine. I'm doing weighted sissy squats. I love this movement to really hit my quads. The key is pointing your toes slightly out, leaning forward, and trying to throw your body weight back. Now you're going to see me doing without weight. I superset with weight to no weight. This looks really, really funny, but it's so extremely effective at hitting your quads in a way that you haven't felt before. I kind of throw my body weight back. I'm using these machines to support myself so I don't fall. And I'm literally trying to come up on my toes and lean my knees slightly forward. Again, it looks like an awkward movement, but it's extremely effective if you've never done sissy squats before. You have to use very little weight and focus on the stretch and control eccentric part of the motion. I love doing this. I'm doing this for 4 sets. This is just brutal on the legs. Very hard, and my legs actually shake towards the end of this set because it's so hard and so taxing. This is me kind of doing that last eccentric there. So we finished the upper leg portion of the workout with 1 set of consecutive reps on my vertical leg press machine. Many of you may not have this. You can use a 45-degree leg press. This is such a great machine. You can't cheat at all. You can't escape fighting the weight. But I love doing 1 straight set. I'm trying to get up to 100. I think I only got 75 reps on this before I absolutely had to quit. Trying to do as many as I can straight. I rest pause near the end. But 1 straight all-out set is probably even going to be more effective for you than trying to do 3 sets of 20 because you just give everything you have and you exhaust every remaining muscle fiber. Really dizzy at the end there.
Oh, I'm dizzy. Oh, very dizzy. Okay, go ahead.
So we finished the workout with calves. This is my Cybex rotary calf machine, one of my favorites. Unfortunately, it's in the corner of my gym, so the lighting isn't very good. I'm doing 3 sets of 20 to 25. At the end of each set, I like to hold the stretch as long as I can. It's brutally tough to be able to hold that stretch for as long as you can. Don't take about 30 to 40 seconds rest in between. As we may have discussed before, with calves, very important to work on full range of motion to activate all the muscle fibers. Putting on a ton of weight and not controlling the weight with poor range of motion is not going to develop your calves. Very important to have full range of motion. Stretches, drop sets, that sort of stuff is what really helps stimulate calf growth. It needs a lot of volume to make your calves grow, much more than other body parts because the soleus is so slow twitch. Really hard to do that at the end. I like to finish off some of the calf work, the very last part of the workout, by just doing body weight reps on another calf machine I have here. There's no weight, it's just my body weight. I'm doing it for time here. I think I did about 1 minute and 45 seconds before I absolutely had to stop. You'll see I kind of do it as long as I can, then I hold a stretch and I hold a contraction until the muscle just screams to stop. It's a great way to get your calves and to stimulate growth.
All right, guys, so that's a lower body workout. Again, this is kind of in the context of an upper body, lower body split, 4-day-a-week workout. Show you lots of cool things to come. Very, very important, and most of us that are natural, that we know how to periodize our workouts. We know how to switch it up and things to kind of help our body so it doesn't adapt to what we're doing. That's a fantastic workout. Try it out. You won't be disappointed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Lots of great things to come.